Welcome to another edition of the Coast to Coast podcast brought to you by Penalty Box Radio. Things are different. Christian's moved. I wear glasses. Nick got a haircut. Christian just ordered pizza. Everything is wildly different here. Christian, first of all, how are you? It's been a long time since me and you have chatted. I talk to Nick all the time because we work together on a different job now. What's going on, buddy? Congrats on the big move.
Thank you. It's it's not the biggest move, but it's a move. So
it's a move. It's a big move.
Yeah, I guess so. It's been a while since I moved anywhere, so I guess it's pretty big. But yeah, everything is going well, other than the fact that it's still a COVID pandemic and can't go anywhere. Yeah. But numbers are lower here than my old city, so that's a plus.
Yeah, you're getting further away from the big downtown Toronto core. Speaking of which, let's check in with Nick and his pandemic situation in Toronto. Man, when I go down to Toronto, like I have to go down to Toronto every Wednesday. And when I go down there, I'm like, fuck, this is like kind of sketchy, kind of scary. What's it like for you being down there? I know we don't really want to talk about COVID that much, but I mean,
I don't think it's sketchy, scary. Like to be honest, like it went to lockdown, but I still feel like the same stuff is going on. Like nothing has changed really. I still walk into Shoppers Drug Mart and there's no like line or anything anymore. Like even grocery stores, there's no lines. I wonder if they're even like doing the same thing they did before. But I mean, it's supposed to be locked down too, but it seems like nothing has changed, at least from what I can tell.
It's going to be so weird over the winter because, I mean, I liked going out for food and I like going out for drinks and stuff like that. And now it's like, what the fuck am I going to do all winter? I found like through the summer and spring, I was able to go golfing. And then by the end of that, I was like, I'm not that bored. Things are good right now. And now it's like, I can't even go to, this is the biggest first world problem. Holy shit. I can't even go to the golf simulator right now because it's a max of
I can't even go to the golf simulator.
It's a max of 2 people in the bay and it's per hour. You know what? Fuck you guys.
This is what Matt is going to do during the lockdown too now. He's going to buy all the Chips Ahoy from Amazon.
Dude, I can't eat Chips Ahoy anymore. I can't eat Chips Ahoy anymore. I ate too many at the start of the pandemic. Like, go back to our earlier episodes.
Oh, we know you
buying
did.
them in bulk from Amazon. Dude, I can't.
Yeah, we know.
It's just too much now.
When's your golden tea arriving for your house?
Okay, so a place in my city went under, and it was like an arcade, and they were selling all their
I saw that.
games. Dude, they sold the giant moose for like $800. It was fucked.
Wow.
But they had golden tea, and it was like $3,000. Big Buck Hunter was $3,000. And it was all these games where it was like, if I was loaded and I had a rec room, I would buy half of these games and throw them in
No, you're looking and you're like, damn, if only I didn't buy all those Chips
Dude,
Ahoy.
I was looking at kitchen equipment to try and flip it. And then I was talking to my dad, and my dad's like, how the fuck are you going to store all this? I was like, I don't know where I'm going to put this 2-tier pizza oven. He's like, yeah, you could probably make a good deal. He's like, but you probably have to put it into storage, find someone that'll buy it, and ship it to them. I was like, that's too much work. I don't want to be bothered doing this.
You know what I've been doing during this pandemic?
Pokemon?
I've jumped on the train of Pokemon cards.
For fuck's sakes, man.
Wait, like new ones or like you're collecting old ones? I got the whole set of the first set. If
more new ones.
Do you actually?
I swear to God, the very first pack of Pokemon cards I ever opened, there was a holographic Charizard card in.
So, but
that goes for so much right now. Yeah,
that goes for thousands of dollars.
I have the full set at my mom's place.
Oh my God, sell it, Christian! This is the best time to sell it right now.
Look at Nick. He's your card broker right now.
Last week, a Charizard card sold for like $100,000. It's not like
I don't get it.
They're not all mint condition because I also had these when I was like...
No, yeah, of course. Yeah, they're playable.
But the full set is there, and they're not ripped.
But dude, even if it's a
Charizard,
even if it's like a PSA like 7, it's not a mint 10 or something like that, that's still going to go for a lot of money.
Oh, yeah. I remember even when I first got it, people being like, yo, that card's $120, and being like, oh my God, I could be a millionaire if I sell this.
But like, so what happened to me was I started collecting them again, and then I got this super rare Charizard card that made me so amped that I was like, oh my God. So I spent all this money to get all these cards, and then I slowly started to not get as many good ones. And then now I'm just to a point where I'm like, I still enjoy doing this, but now I think I'm going to simmer down a little bit. Because at the start I was like, let me buy everything. Oh my God, I got Charizard. It's worth $1,200 because right now it is worth $1,200 or $2,000. Like that, right? I haven't sold it yet. I still have to grade it, which is another process.
Yeah, you got to pay for that too.
I have to pay for that. But So I got such on that hype train that I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be it. This is my new secondary business. But then I'm just like, okay, maybe I need to simmer down on this a little bit.
I probably shouldn't throw stones because my biggest crutch are Tim Hortons hockey cards.
Oh, get out of here. See, you have Tim Hortons hockey cards.
For a second, I was going, is that a Pikachu hanging out behind you too?
Where? No,
that's behind your head?
It's
no, above your head.
This?
I think that's
what is that?
A reindeer?
That's a reindeer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's Rudolph.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay, so the only cards Pikachu. The only cards I've been collecting are these Tim Hortons hockey cards. That is it.
Nice.
And I am like straight up addicted every single year. Like I will go buy a binder and sleeves. And then
what's your best card?
I have the franchise trio for the Leafs, and I looked it up. That's apparently worth $50. I was like, what the fuck?
Dude, one of the McDavids from the set last year sold for like a couple $1,000.
Yeah, this Draisaitl one is apparently worth like $20. I was like, okay. And
that's sick.
Our dude Barry sold a bunch of Tim Hortons cards on eBay. He was telling me about it.
Well, he's a good collector. I remember him telling me stories about like
him and his brother collect a bunch. Yeah.
I just don't understand the Pokemon card hype.
Back
like,
at my mom's place.
if you go on Twitch, people are watching people literally open packs. Like,
dude,
Pokemon, what's the fun of watching someone?
I don't know what it is. It's like pleasing because it's like stimulating something where like they're opening the pack and they're checking, and then if they get something good, it's just I don't know. It's just fun to watch.
It's the same thing with people watching like hockey pack openings and baseball pack openings. Like they just want it. Like it's that excitement of being like, what's in there? You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
I guess it works too if you have a big audience built in already. Because I guarantee you, like if I went on Twitch right now and I was like, I'm opening hockey cards or I'm opening Pokemon cards, nobody's gonna tune in. Like that's because like I'm not a big Twitch streamer. I'm nothing like that. So why would they tune in? But
let me tell you what they're doing now is they're unboxing boxes and selling the packs inside.
Yeah.
So, or I even know like some YouTubers who they just buy a bunch of bulk Pokemon cards and they sell packs on their live streams while they're doing it. People buy packs off them and they open it for them on camera and then they ship it to them.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Would you want that though? If you were buying cards off someone on stream, would you want someone to open it, or would you just want the card to be shipped?
It's overpriced. That's the problem. It's overpriced. But people who are lazy or just don't want to like leave their house or try to do it, they can just be like, and then they see it live. And then what I realized in this world is there's so much money to go around that some people just have so much money that they'll just do anything with it. So if you think like, let's say you start an Etsy and you're like, oh, no one's going to buy my stuff. There's always somebody that's going to buy something because there's money everywhere, regardless.
My buddy who used to work at Best Buy last year, he told me this recently because we were online playing some games. He's like, we had Pokemon cards come into the store, and he's like, no one bought them. We put them for 50% off, and the only people that bought them then was our staff with the staff discount plus 50% off. Yeah. And I was like, were they like first gen, second gen cards? He's like, they were just a mixed bag of cards we got sent. And apparently the guy who bought those cards had like a card in it worth $5,000, and he was buying them all for like $1 or $2 a pack.
That's
I was like, that's
crazy
nuts.
how
he hit that like a year ago, right? Like before any of that actually happened.
Not died at all, and that like blows my mind because it's like I remember even when I was younger, when it kind of starts like fading out, it's just basically you're not as into it, but that whole Pokemon like fan has just been riding high this entire time, and I totally understand why, because I was obsessed with Pokemon when I was younger.
I never got into it.
I was obsessed. I don't know how to play the actual card game. I will admit that.
No one does.
It's true. But I bet you people don't even know that it is a card game. Half the people that
they're like, this is just collector's cards.
Yeah. So like, I remember being obsessed. Like I had so much Pokemon stuff, like the toy, and like these little figurines, everything. And I've even thought recently about investing in a Switch, and part of it being just to play Pokemon again.
Dude, I've played every game ever.
Like every Pokemon game?
Every Pokemon game.
I find the games fun. I remember when I had a BlackBerry, I found like an emulated version and played it on my BlackBerry in high school. And I remember doing that, and I was like, that's the most fun I think I've had with Pokemon.
Pokemon Blue was one of my favorite games ever.
Yeah.
I can't get into Pokemon Go. I obviously can't get into the trading cards.
Love Pokemon Go.
I remember playing
Pokemon Snap.
Okay, Pokemon Snap on the N64 was legit.
Yeah. You should play that free at Blockbuster. That was sick.
Pokemon
Stadium. I remember that at Jumbo Video.
Yeah.
Remember Pokemon Stadium?
Yeah, Pokemon Stadium.
Pokemon Stadium.
The mini games were sick.
Yeah.
And like I think the most I've ever played of any style of Pokemon would be just in Smash. It's just using the characters in Smash. I never got into it other than, like I said, on my BlackBerry. I don't know why. I don't like Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't like Pokemon. Beyblades were the shit because you would go to
I
like
never got into Beyblades.
That was a little. I think that was a little more Matt's.
Yeah, but you would buy like the metal Beyblades and go.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I always forget too that we're not the exact same age as Matt.
When we were a kid, you guys are 42 and I'm young.
Yeah.
When we were a kid, I don't know, Christian. You're around the same age as me. There was at one point this one year where everyone's fad was yo-yos.
Yeah,
and there was
I remember
fire
that too.
Or whatever.
Yeah, walking the dog.
Yeah,
cradle the baby.
Yeah, and then smacking the yo-yo off your knuckles and crying.
Yeah, I could barely even get the yo-yo to come back up. I don't know how people do all that.
I could do the cat's cradle thing, and I could walk the dog and all that stuff. But that was.
Do you think you could still do it?
Yeah, I could. 100%, I could still do it.
Okay.
Walk the dog was like the only thing I got close to.
But it was an automatic yo-yo because there was difference between the manual and the automatic.
Those.
And the automatic were easier
than
the other ones. But there was just one year I remember just seeing like I used to watch like there was like tournaments and like there would be like an 8-year-old kid who just had like 4 yo-yos going like and like doing all these like moves with them at one time. It's like, oh my god, like like those cup things. Remember that those cups were a fad, where you stack the cups and then you unstack them and then you press the button like super stacking. It was I never played those, but I thought that was so weird.
Isn't it crazy that
Bones?
Crazy Bones.
I love Crazy Bones. It was basically marbles. It was marbles, but little characters.
Yeah,
that were like and you got every pack was a mystery, and you got and they had like same thing as
were they like little tiny bags like this big?
Yeah, it was literally like a mixture. It was like marbles meets Pogs in a way because you had like the slammer that was the bigger one, and you basically it was like everything was in a circle, and whatever you like knocked out, you got to keep. Like it was a game of you taking Crazy Bones as the prize.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't it crazy that games like that are what we grew up playing, and now it's just like Fortnite.
I just saw today some like 8-year-old kid got a Fortnite deal. Like that's insane. Like, I would have loved the Pokemon Go deal, or Pokemon Snap deal back in the day.
I'm still keeping up with like esports and all that, and some of these gaming teams are just putting on Twitter like, "Hey, we're having a contest, and the top 5 people get picked up by our team," and it's like, what the hell? That sort of thing never happened for us because there was no competitive gaming back then, obviously. But I mean, it wasn't like, hey, who's the best at monkeys in a barrel? Like, we'll get picked up by our pro team.
This 8-year-old kid's Fortnite deal has a $33,000 signing bonus.
Yeah,
like I just
what is an 8-year-old gonna do with $33,000? Give me $33,000. I'll
that's like $1 million.
Buy a house and put a down payment down on a house. Like.
It's just crazy, especially with like essential workers and the amount of money that they make. And it's like, here's a kid 8 years old playing Fortnite and he just made $33,000.
Everyone's always like, imagine being 18, 19, 20 and you're a pro athlete. You're getting thrown all this money. Imagine being 8 and you're a child. You like haven't even hit puberty yet. You're getting thrown all this money.
And do you remember what life was like when you were 8? Probably not. And then as you get older, eventually your parents go, by the way, here's all the money we've been saving for you. Enjoy. It's like, well, why is that kid ever going to go to school if he has a lump sum of just a ridiculous amount of money?
That's why there's the gaming tutors, and it makes so much sense. If you're a parent, just make your kid like play video games all the time, and then they're going to be a superstar, and then boom. And then they sign to some team, and then they make so much money.
I can't wait till you
Why
have
go
a
to
kid?
school? Why go to school and become like, I don't know, an accountant when you can literally at 16 years old make like $4.5 million in 2 years?
You're going to give your kid a controller and a soccer ball and tell him to pick one and be on his way, aren't you?
No, don't even use the soccer ball. Just use the controller.
I just saw Nick in the future being like the hockey dad, but at esports.
I would never be.
Screaming at people.
I would always be like, good job, son.
Yeah.
Or daughter.
It's like, fuck you, Dad, I lost.
This is a persona, Matt. This is my persona, okay? You don't know the real me, bud.
I do know the real you. The real you loves Christmas.
I was going to say, someone
probably decked out right now.
Someone who listens to Christmas music in June would not be that type of like abusive like sports person.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Maybe in January when he's pissed that Christmas is another 12 months
away.
My
Christmas depression.
Is your apartment all decked out right now? I know this is a hockey podcast and we had topics to talk about, but
Yeah, no, we moved in here at the end of summer, so it's like I had to like get new stuff mostly. My
Mhm.
sister gave me a bunch of like hand-me-down Christmas stuff, like the Christmas tree or whatever. But there's still a few things that I want to put up to make it more Christmassier.
Yeah.
But so far,
Yeah.
like we got a lot of good stuff that's on display. We didn't get enough. Like, there's those TikToks where they throw the like the bulb, and
Oh
then
yeah, it's like here's my
it's like
Christmas.
made,
It
and then
blows up.
and we
That's
wanted to
cool.
do that, but then we realized like it doesn't look that amazing that it's
You
gonna work that
realize
way.
you realize you're not one of the millionaires and this one
You
of the
Yeah,
millionaire
exactly.
yeah.
16-year-olds living
Yeah,
off the money and being like, yeah.
exactly, exactly.
When I lived downtown and in a condo, you know how some condos have like pillars in like the living room kind of thing?
Yeah.
For my first Christmas there, I just wrapped that and like garland and tinsel and all that stuff, and I called that my Christmas tree. And then the second year, I was like, okay, I'll just get an actual tree and put it in there. But I find like with an apartment, you can really decorate it a lot better,
Yeah,
and it's more fun to decorate an apartment than it is to a house because
You could do like parts, like
yeah,
little
you
parts
don't have
for
to get
the Christmas
on a
one I've
roof.
got here.
Yeah, you don't have to do
Right,
Easter off.
right above me here. So yeah,
Where's the
Christmas
mistletoe?
here.
what?
What?
What's the best Christmas movie?
I know the
Oh,
answer to this already.
I could tell you my like top three, and everyone would just be like, "What the fuck?"
What is it?
start with number
You
three.
go first. You go first.
Okay, I'll give out one right now. Jack Frost is a classic. I
Oh
love
my
Jack
God,
Frost.
Jack
Dude,
Frost!
Jack Frost
no,
was on
okay.
the other
So
night.
everyone's list is going to be
Movie
different because I just
sucks.
remember watching this movie with my family and being like,
No,
"This is a
yo,
nice
Matt,
movie."
Matt, straight up, it was on the other night, and I was watching it. Megan's like, "What are you watching?" I'm like, "This is Jack Frost," and I have the exact same. I like it only
Yes.
for that reason, where it
No.
Yeah,
just
it's not a
reminds me
great
of one
movie.
Christmas movie, even
Yeah.
though it's dark Christmas movie because the
Yeah.
dude dies.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But I mean, like that's a movie I just remember watching with my family, and I don't
Yeah.
know why that one sticks out more than others. But that's not my number one, and I'm not. You're not allowed to pick Elf as number one. That's just a cop out bullshit millennial answer.
Oh, I
Elf is
already know my answer. My number one is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Nothing will ever. That is the greatest Christmas movie of all time. It makes me laugh every time I watch it, no matter how many times I watch it, which I try to watch at least every year.
have I don't know, like the Grinch will always have a special place in my heart. Jim Carrey Grinch. I love that version. It's so nice.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a good one.
so I'll tell you guys. So I don't really like old-fashioned movies, like black and white movies. Like I just like, it doesn't do it for me. So, but one like 2 years ago, like you know how they play "It's a Wonderful Life" every Christmas Eve on CTV
Yes,
or whatever.
sir.
So I never watched it, and I would watch bits and pieces. And I thought, that's so boring. I'm never gonna watch this movie. My sister loves it, whatever. I'll never watch it. So like 2 years ago, I was at Chris. I think it was just me and my dad for Christmas. It was pretty low key Christmas. So I'm like, I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna watch this movie front to back on CTV on Christmas Eve. And I watched it, and at the end, I was
You're
crying.
crying? Yeah.
I was crying. I was bawling. I'm like, this is so sweet. This is so beautiful. Like, it just had so many themes that I related to. And I was like, and this movie was made in the 1940s, and it's still good now. It's still relevant.
That's
How
so
often-
funny.
How often do you cry watching movies? I'm not trying to insult you. I'm trying to
Oh,
like
so it's so weird. I'll tell you. Like, I never cried in movies, and I don't know if it's me getting older.
yes.
But almost every movie I watch, if it has some sort of theme that I relate to, I start
You cry?
getting emotional. No. It's not
Oh,
crying.
okay.
Like I'm not in the theater going like.
That's the whole point of it too, right?
I'm
Yeah.
sitting there
It's
and there's
supposed
a
to make you
lump in
feel
my
something.
throat. I'm sitting there. There's a lump in my throat, and then tears just slowly trickle. But like anything triggers it. Like I remember. What was it? Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and the relationship between Peter Quill and his dad, and how like there was something. Oh no, that's what it was. It was the blue guy with the spike on his head, and how
Oh,
he was.
Wandu or Mindu or whatever
Yeah,
his name was.
yeah, but he was like kind of like Peter Quill's like kind of like role model or whatever, and at the end, and then he like
Yondu.
spoiler alert, yeah, Yondu. He spoiler alert, he passes away at the end, and it just hit me, and I was just like, oh my god, they had such a good relationship. But like more and more, I start to know, especially in theaters. I think it's the music. If the music like crescendos and it like hits me, and then I get like chills, and then it's like.
I want to watch like a dramatic movie with you. Or I mean, we can
Do
just
it,
watch
man.
Guardians too. The only movie I
can't.
remember crying at was when I was a kid. I cried watching Ice Age.
That's because you were scared of the Ice Age
No,
guy.
that's because they had to give the baby back, and I didn't want them to give the baby back. I wanted the animals to raise the baby.
That baby, by the way, like it's like a lot of people think that baby's really creepy.
I mean, it kind of looks creepy. Like old CGI in movies is pretty creepy.
Like I'll always laugh at in Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Neville Longbottom when he gets on the broom and then he flies away. The graphics on that is just it's not good.
We got through one Christmas movie.
We're pretty good
did,
at this. I'm looking at a list now, trying to figure out any other ones.
It's Home Alone is on there, obviously.
Home Alone is a staple. Yeah.
People, yes, a bunch of people will say no for Home Alone because it's played so much, but yeah, me for sure. Home Alone, and it could be Home Alone 1, 2. I don't care. I'm down for either one. That's like I guess the tiebreaker. The ones that didn't make the cut, like the 4 or 5 for me, would be like Jingle All the Way, and the Santa Claus, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Sinbad.
Yeah.
And the 2 that make my cut 100%.
Let me guess one.
Okay,
you said Gremlins, yeah.
Gremlins.
Oh,
yeah,
Gremlins
Santa? Bad Santa?
Really good.
No, not Bad Santa.
I definitely thought Bad Santa would crack yours.
No, I thought about it, but no.
Gremlins is an underrated Christmas movie.
Yeah,
100%, and it's funny and it's good.
And it's not one of those like die-hard situations where is it or isn't it a Christmas movie. The entire first movie is Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's the third one?
What's the other one?
Friday After Next.
Friday After Next.
See, I've never watched any of the Friday movies, so I can't tell you.
That's like one of my favorite movie series trilogies. Like, I love it.
I remember people say Batman Returns is a Christmas movie.
No.
Is it Batman Returns? Yeah, it's set in Christmas. It's with the Penguin and the Catwoman, and I remember as a kid I was petrified of that movie because the Penguin was so scary, and he bit off a person's nose in the movie.
Oh, Danny DeVito is the Penguin.
Danny DeVito was the Penguin.
Yeah.
So creepy.
Danny DeVito's the best.
I love Danny DeVito.
He's the greatest. Have you seen that episode in Always Sunny when he goes down the water slide?
When they go to the water park, and it's the closed water slide.
Yeah,
and
he's just scraping all the way. Yeah, my back. Yeah, that's. I haven't seen many Always Sunny episodes, but that one is one that I've seen 3 times for some reason.
Oh man, it's so good. There's an episode where it's basically just the whole episode. You live it through his eyes.
Yeah, see, I feel like Always Sunny is the next show I need to watch.
Is the camera angle lower than normal?
Yeah, you're lower. It's just walking around you're all greasy.
I have literally never watched an episode.
I'm so jealous of both of you. Just that's a series that's worth watching.
Yeah,
I need to watch it. I mean,
there's no Danny DeVito in the first series. The story behind that is that apparently, FX is what it's on. Mm-hmm. Their producer or president or whatever, I guess approached Danny DeVito, and Danny DeVito was down to join because his daughter was a fan of the show, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I read back in the day. I don't know if it's true or not. Don't take my word.
Is it still going on?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Okay, well, I feel like there's a lot of seasons. I just rewatched The Fresh Prince, and I was like, I didn't remember that was only 6 seasons long.
Yeah, but there's 20 episodes per season.
That's a good show.
Long.
Yeah, it's the longer one. I forgot how solid Fresh Prince was. I haven't rewatched it fully
in a
few years.
Fresh Prince is a good show.
That was another one in 1996. I cried at the end.
Oh man,
of Fresh Prince when Will was in by himself. I'm because I love that show so much.
Mm-hmm. Did you cry at the Uncle Phil scene where
the
dad walks out?
I get emotional now, and not when I was a kid, but emotional now.
That's a good scene.
Yeah,
I haven't watched the reunited blah 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 that HBO made.
I've only
reunion.
Seen
that's the word. Jesus.
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen that yet. Apparently, it's really good. Should we talk a bit of hockey before we get out of here?
Yeah.
I mean,
what's there to talk about?
There's a few things we can talk about. How the shitty retro reverse jerseys, almost all of them suck. There's a lot that aren't good.
Almost all of them suck.
Man, the Ducks one's the most disappointing one. And
what do you mean most disappointing? The Ducks one is sick.
I don't know why everyone hates the Ducks one. It's nice.
The Ducks is one of the best ones.
No,
I know
it's gross.
I'm gonna bring them all up right here.
So crappy cartoony. They just go back to that duck logo, with the mask and everything.
No, they've done that already. They don't need
that. It's good. Market it more. This one, I don't like at all. I feel like Minnesota missed the mark on using the North Stars logo, even though it's not theirs.
Okay, let's see here.
But
Anaheim, solid. Arizona,
pretty good.
I like Arizona. I wish they just did.
I gotta look at this, guys. Again, give me a second. Retro NHL jerseys. All right, here we go.
Like I don't know. There's a bunch that I just don't care for.
Like I'm going in order here. Like Anaheim, I like.
I got him now. Let's go.
Arizona, I like, but I prefer that it would have been brown like the old jersey.
Agreed.
Yeah. Okay. I'm good with
that. Boston's is sick.
Whatever.
Calgary's is nice.
Generic old school. I love Calgary's.
I love that logo.
I like Buffalo's too, even though I wish they did the red again, even the old saber head instead.
Yeah,
I do like the color on that.
Are you going in order by city or by team name?
I'm just going on this link from NHL, and
I'm on that one too.
Okay. I'll get to that. Keep going.
Okay, and then we got Carolina as the Hartford one. I don't like the gray though.
The gray is kind of weird. I think it should be white, like just straight up.
I'm just not. Yeah, like I'm just not
they had gray though.
Jerseys. I know, like just gray jerseys are.
But I mean, it's not like an identical fucking throwback.
Right, you guys are so picky.
The Blackhawks one, I don't mind. I think.
What do you mean? They were so embarrassed by the logo, they didn't even show the front of the jersey.
Yeah, it's a side view.
Like how do you mess that up?
I think
something
it's fine.
Different.
I like the Colorado one. I just don't like the red bar at the bottom. You know what I mean? Like I love the little fleur-de-lis.
I doesn't like a red bar.
But it's because it's just the Avalanche colors instead, right?
Yeah.
You know, I don't like the red. It's kind of like
all right, Nick. I love them all.
Red compared to 0.772 red.
I hate you.
The Columbus one, I'm not too big on.
I don't really care for it. What do you think of the Dallas one?
They messed up big time by not putting green at the bottom. They had fucking lob to them. It was so easy.
Yeah, I think it's just it's all right. It's not great.
No.
Would you buy one? Would you buy one? That's the test.
I'm not gonna lie. I've checked different store sites the last 3 days, seeing if they have them in for pre-sale and how much they are, and I'd consider it. But I've also thought about that black jersey they brought out too, that glow in the dark one.
I don't mind those. They've grown on me a little more. The Detroit one's pretty plain Jane.
The Detroit one is the worst one that came out.
Yeah, it's like that's like when you realize you have a project due in an hour and you're like, what the fuck can I put together? And you hand that in.
Yeah.
Edmonton's is classic. I don't mind it. I love the Florida one. I think the Florida one is very underrated.
I love the Florida one.
The Kings one is my favorite.
I like the Kings one a lot.
The Kings one is the best one, I think.
I love the purple. I love the gold. It's just so nice.
The Habs is pretty sick too.
Yeah, I like the Habs one. The Minnesota one is nice. It's just I wish they could have used the North Stars logo.
Mm-hmm.
The Preds one doesn't really do anything for me.
The Preds one is literally just the original jersey.
I was gonna say it feels like I use that as an alternate jersey when I play NHL.
I don't mind that jersey, but they should have brought back.
I would never buy it.
They should have brought back the dopey Predator.
Mm-hmm.
The dopey saber-tooth tiger, or whatever they've got there.
The New Jersey one's not bad. The green, I don't care for it.
Someone said this to me because I know the green was original and it's what New Jersey used to have, but someone mentioned to me how much it would fly off the shelves if that was black. And I can't seem to not agree. I agree
because that's like the
black.
Ilya Kovalchuk, Scott Stevens jersey then when it's that color. Yeah. The Islanders one is good. I think it's just
no. The Islanders one.
It's the same jersey.
Their jersey from the Chris Osgood days.
I think it's just fine.
They should have brought the Fisherman back.
Yeah.
Come on.
I love the Fisherman. I think the Fisherman would have been.
They literally released this jersey and then a day later they're like, check out our new swag collection, the Fisherman inspired merchandise. It's like, why didn't you do that with your jersey?
The Rangers is okay. I remember using that logo playing NHL as a switch up.
Yeah, I'm glad
the Senators. I'm very happy they went back to 2D.
The Sens is basically it sucks. We've already saw that coming with what they have now. So this one was just
Phillies is nothing special. Pittsburgh, I don't mind.
I like the Pittsburgh one.
Yeah.
I feel like it has a nice varsity hockey feel to it.
I like the San Jose.
I like San Jose. I like St. Louis.
Yeah. The San Jose one reminds me of Jonathan Chichu.
It's like the Owen Nolan.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Jonathan Chichu. It's even before Jonathan Chichu, isn't it?
No, this was it was Yeah, I guess so.
This is like I remind.
Oh no, you're right. Yeah,
like
yeah. This
Michael
is
Ricci or
1995. This is 1995.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah.
there you go.
And then Tampa Bay kind of screwed up by not putting those lightning bolts on it, though.
It's just so boring.
And the
The
Leafs.
Leafs
I don't
one
mind it.
sucks. The Leafs
I
one
hate the
sucks.
Leafs one because they could have put the 1980s white Leaf there, and
Yep.
that would have been fine. I don't know why they added.
And they could have done the Toronto arenas, and I would have liked it more. Or the
that's
St.
true,
Pats,
too.
or literally anything. That logo just does nothing for me, and it looks kind of shitty. The
I like the
ombre that the
Vancouver one.
Canucks, I love that.
I like the
I hate
Vancouver
that.
one.
I
Bring
love
back the
ombre.
94.
No,
Well, they did
see,
last
I
year
know-
though, didn't they?
I know what
that's
you're
their
talking about, like
alternate.
the gold and black, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that
they
one's
brought that
cool.
back last year though. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The Vegas one,
I don't
It's
like
cool.
the Vegas one. They don't
I think
need they don't need a reverse retro jersey.
no,
They're like
I
2 years
think
old.
it's just cool.
I like Washington.
Me too. The Jets one I think is the worst.
I don't like the Jets either. I don't
That
like the
gray-
gray. I don't
that
like
gray
gray
is
jerseys.
awful.
Makes no sense.
I don't think you can put gray on a jersey and have it look good. Like, can you think
No.
of any pro sports teams that have gray as a primary color on their jersey and it looks good?
But yeah.
Like I never use the Juventus gray jersey in FIFA 19.
FIFA guy Christian.
I don't play FIFA anymore. I'm over it. I got 3 new games, boys.
What
What
are
are
you
the
playing?
games?
I took full advantage of that sale I told you about. I got Madden.
Mhm.
I haven't had Madden in like 5 years, so I don't care if it's as shitty as all these Madden yearly people say it is.
Yeah.
I got NHL 21, first time getting NHL in like 3 years.
Nice.
And I got Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2.
Nice. That's the one
I
I
have-
want.
I haven't played the last 2 though yet. I've only been playing Madden because I've been playing around with that story mode shit. I got
Oh,
drafted
like
by
the
the Falcons
lo-
though, and
yeah,
that's
yeah.
upsetting. Yeah.
That's I want those Tony Hawk games. I've been playing Red Dead Online came out as like a standalone thing. And
Nice.
it's $5 right now on Steam
Yeah.
before it goes full price. I was like, yeah, I'll fuck around with that. And I've just been playing Cold War. A lot
Me
of
too.
Cold War.
I've been playing a lot of Cold War.
I'm almost max level for like this season or the
Nice.
preseason.
A Prestige.
It's such a tilting game.
I don't think
like,
it is.
man, it
I like it.
upsets me. I hate skill-based matchmaking. It's
No, see, listen, I heard
I
about this the other day too. Like, I
hate
get it. I get it. Like, I don't want to be owned by professional players all the time. Like,
yeah, but
so
I don't
I'm-
want to just have like one KDA all the time because that's what it makes you do. I'd rather
don't
get
know,
like
I
curb
don't.
stomped I'd rather get curb stomped like 3 games in a row and then have a great 3 games in a row against like shitty kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
Exactly.
like I feel like it's so sweaty playing in these lobbies of everyone trying so
Ew,
hard.
this sounds like not a fun game at all. I
No.
also, since our last podcast, I also beat Resident Evil 2 and The Evil Within. I've been playing some
Nice.
scary
Good
games.
job.
I can't play scary games.
Yeah, I don't like scary games.
Shit's
I
terrifying.
just sit there after a night shift. It's like 2 a.m. in all darkness playing. I'm like, scared shitless. It's fantastic.
You should play Phasmophobia.
Is that game
Ghost
people have been talking
hunting
about? That
game.
ghost
Yeah.
one? Yeah.
Oh, okay, I heard
That
about
shit's
that.
terrifying.
heard
It's
about that.
genuinely terrifying. Any other hockey combos? Actually, Nick, I want to bring this up because it seems very interesting, and I feel like you have a strong point on it. You were
Yeah.
talking to me about how the NHL just does a piss poor job of marketing their players, and it made me think. And
Yeah.
I was like, I can think of golfers that are marketed better, and that's wild to me. Like everyone, I think knows Bryson DeChambeau by now, Justin Thomas, DJ, and even with the match, like having Phil play with Chuck and all those guys, that was awesome. By the way, it was some of the best television
Yeah.
I've watched. But yeah, I'll let you take it away here. I completely agree with you before you even make your case.
I think as Canadians though, we take the NHL for granted in terms of like, you guys don't know Evander Kane? How do you
Yeah.
not know Evander Kane? Like,
Yeah.
we know all these stars because we love hockey. But
Mhm.
if we didn't love hockey, as a casual fan, a lot of these people don't know these stars. They don't know Connor McDavid.
No.
They don't know Sidney Crosby. They barely know Ovechkin. Maybe they know him now more because he won the Stanley Cup and he, celebrated
Partied his
super
ass
hard,
off.
partied really hard. But apart from that, that's why. So when Evander Kane calls out Logan Paul and Jake Paul and saying, like, I want to fight you, to us, it's a big deal. And, Christian Bardown was on that post from the beginning. And we're all like, oh, my God, that would be sick if Evander Kane fought Logan Paul. And then it transitions to the States, and then Logan Paul is like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
And does it even make sense for Logan Paul to fight Evander Kane? Because Like they're not even on a similar level in terms of publicity. Yeah. And that's why it's like the NHL does nothing to promote these guys in the United States. And we only know who they are in Canada because we love hockey so much that we know all these stars, like who they are and what they do and all that stuff and how good they are. But down south, like they barely know these guys. And then you look at the NBA, a casual fan knows most of those superstars.
Yeah,
a casual fan,
and not even just LeBron James. Like they could probably rattle off.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that Walfer Westbrook trade is probably so just mainstream right now in the States because it's just very personable and very conversational.
It's also. Oh no, keep going, Nick.
No, that's pretty much it. So it's like when people are like, "Oh yeah, Logan Paul's calling out Evander Kane," like, who is this guy? If you look at all the Twitter comments, it's mostly like, who the hell is Evander Kane?
Yeah.
And he's not even on the same level of Logan Paul, and that is a sad situation.
Yeah. See, I've realized this, as you said, like we clearly are on top of stuff like that for Bar Down, and it made me realize, like, just seeing how quickly everyone ate that up when it came out yesterday. Well, I don't want to say yesterday because whenever this comes out, but when it did come out, you know what I mean? Basically, I thought about how online it's always, especially Twitter, it's a whole bunch of like my sport and my sport is better than your sport. But then as soon as somebody that's a YouTube personality or a esports personality or athlete, I'm sorry, Matt, I don't know the correct terms.
Either is fine.
Basically, if you're someone like Ninja and you come out an athlete, it suddenly turns into sports fans versus the non-sports fans, and they don't care what sport you like. It's like the sports fans will stick together and chirp the non-athlete in this conversation, and then that non-athlete has their millions of followers from another platform that is worldwide known, and then they come even harder on social media because that's where their following lives, and it turns into a wild mess.
Yeah, it's nuts. Like the hive mentality that YouTubers have with their fans and like Twitch streamers have with their fans is ridiculous. Whereas like
because they're constantly in conversation with them. Like the way that everything is made, it's like you're involved, right? Yes. Like even if you've never spoken to them, it's like you feel like you're sitting there with them.
Yeah, it feels like they're talking to you.
So it's all of a sudden like that's my friend and I'm going to defend them. And it's the same thing with like the crazy musicians like fan base. I don't mean crazy that way, but like they're massive followings. Like you go after Taylor Swift online, or you go after
who like fish.
Yes, like right. Like you're done for.
Yeah, and
like fish to eat?
No,
fish
like
the
fish,
band. The fish the band. That following.
Like that following.
or like all the deadheads. Like people like that are just
the insane clown posse.
Yeah,
those people have the most rabid fans. The juggalos.
Dude, they scared the shit out of me. I'm not gonna lie, that's terrible.
They're probably so nice though. They're probably
they're probably the same with like Corey Taylor from Slipknot's probably the nicest guy ever, but just it's spooky. But like, and then you look at sports fans, and like the biggest clapback you get from sports fans is on like a Leafs message board on Twitter where it's like reports that Nylander might be traded, and it's like, no, we should never trade him, and they just yell at each other.
Yeah,
that's the clapback there. Dude, I'm in a fantasy hockey group, and one guy in our group will send like Facebook rumors, and I'm like, please stop doing this all the time. And it's like, but Nylander's getting traded. I'm like, what source? And he's like, Facebook. I'm like, we're done here. This is enough. Yeah. I think that I've discovered that's my biggest pet peeve is people like using shitty sources. Yep. Like I don't care if like a Twitter account with 3 followers tweeted this out. That is not news. Stop this now. Fucking frustrating. You know what the funny part is? We said we were going to do this for like 25 minutes.
I know we've ranted for way longer than that.
Yeah, my pizza's probably.
I was going to say, Christian, you've got pizza.
Oh, I know. Christian had pizza like.
What's on your pizza? What's on your pizza?
This time I got pepperoni, olives, and hot peppers.
Okay, I'm okay with that. I'd pick the olives off because I'm gross.
Usually I just get pepperoni or pepperoni and olives or pepperoni, olives, mushrooms. Basically olives. I love olives. So
red or black.
Green
or black olives.
Oh yeah, I'd like preferably black olives on the pizza because it just like fits better. But I'll eat either olive on pizza or by itself. I really don't care. I'm Italian. What do you expect?
You know, like the olive bars in grocery stores?
Dude, that's like my favorite thing to walk by, even though it's too expensive. Man, I would legit sit here and just muck a bunch of olives if I could.
I would honestly, my stomach would get upset watching you eat olives.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the thought of that actually is just awful
God,
for me to
Italian,
think.
what do you expect?
That's true. All right, gentlemen, we'll try and not make it so long between these.
This is honestly, do people
This
want
is
to listen to
fun.
this? Because it's literally, I just felt like we were just catching up. And like,
Yeah, but we
this is a
talked about others.
conversation between us three.
Yeah,
but
if
we
you want to
talked-
hear more, please text Matt at
Right?
289
Oh God.
776.
Imagine someone texts that number. No, let's definitely try to make this not a 3-month off thing again. We had great momentum. We were fucking flying.
We did, and then it kind of.
Well,
Actually,
I mean,
we had a guest lined up, and we never.
yeah.
I had to text him back, being like, "Yeah, man, we haven't done anything in a while. I don't know what
Yeah.
we're gonna do."
I mean, like, we all have work stuff going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure all of us have either accepted new positions or picked up other jobs, right? Like, it's nuts. Like,
Especially during
It
this
is
time,
fun.
I think we're all
It is
trying
fun.
to take whatever
Yeah.
we can take at this
but
point.
this is fun. This is a nice little release to chat, like,
Yep.
and just hang out.
100%.
Like, halfway through, I just started slouching, so it isn't like,
I was slouching the whole time. I'm just chilling.
yeah, you were swinging around, having a good time.
Yeah, I know.
I got
I was
Chris-
noticing that.
I got Christmas Pikachu here, apparently.
Yeah, Christmas Pikachu.
All right, fellas, we'll let Christian go eat his pizza. For Nick, for
Yeah.
Christian, my name's Matt. This is the Coast to Coast podcast. We'll catch you next time.